Hello, I'm Becky Little. I'm from East Rogersville Baptist Church, and I wanted to just thank the Holston Valley Baptist Association for the opportunity to be part of their VBS team. VBS is very dear to my heart. I am a life that has been changed by VBS when I was a child, and I hope I can share that testimony with you at the end of this talking about COVID. So I am an RN, registered nurse, and I work for the Hawkins County School System. I'm the director of their Health Services Department, and I wanted to talk to you about COVID ideas to minimize transmission, decrease transmission while you're holding VBS. So we've done about 4 or 5 simple things in our school system that we've been able to keep kids in school all year. And I just wanted to take a couple minutes and share some of those with you. All VBSs are different. I mean, your VBS may be, some may be held outside, some may be in a small church, at a fellowship hall, some may be at a park. But I just want you to know, as we talk about these ideas, that you could just incorporate what you can and make it fit your church. So the first thing I want to talk about was physical distancing. Basically, a simple principle is the CDC says 6 feet away, and right now they've even changed that to schools to 3 feet away. But the number one factor of minimizing transmission would be physical distancing. So work within your space, work within your age groups. These things that I'm going to mention may be easier to do with kids that are first, second, third grade. Preschool, it's going to be kind of hard, and nursery to physically distance yourself from these kids that need love. So anyway, so what you can do is, what we did in the school system is we assigned kids seating assignments. And so every day they came to school and they sat in the same seat with the same people around them. They went throughout their day. When they went to another related art class, they went with the same group. When they went to lunch, they sat in the same group. And what that did is that when somebody got COVID, instead of taking the whole class out and making everybody a close contact, we just looked at where that person was sitting, and we only took out 3 or 4 people around that student and had to quarantine them. And so we really minimized the spread of COVID by doing seat assignments and keeping those assignments all year. So what you can do for VBS is incorporate that same thing. Whether you're in snack, music, crafts, opening, closings, whatever, you have seat assignments, and you can make them buddy teams. You can come up with a cool name if you want, better than buddy teams. And you would put those 3 or 4 kids together, have them seating together, in the same classroom. When you are lining up to go to another area, say you're going to crafts or to music, you line up with those same kids together. When you go eat your dinner or your snack time, you sit those same kids together. And that way, if somebody by chance did become sick and get COVID, it would be very easy to contact trace and identify the close contacts of that child. And that's what we're trying to do. We're not going to stop COVID. You guys know that by now, but we're going to just try to minimize the exposure to others. Another thing I wanted to do is when you line up, be sure that you line up every day the same. Again, for those kids. Now, I know a lot of VBSs, if yours is like ours, some days you're going to have these kids attend, and then the next day they're not present, and there's 3 or 4 other new kids that come each day. Do the best you can. Work within that day. Try to maintain that seating assignment and that buddy assignment all week, but at least throughout that day. Okay. Another very big thing to do, which you guys all know, is to wash your hands frequently. I know what it's like to take a class of 4-year-olds to the bathroom a lot, and to wash your hands, it takes 15 minutes of your time. But wash your hands frequently, especially after the bathroom, before you go eat. If you don't have soap and water available, just go ahead and have lots of hand sanitizer available. It's probably a lot easier for the kids to just squirt it in their hands. And while I'm at it, before I forget, I do want to let you know that have plenty of supplies for your VBS. You may want to ask parents for some donations, but have hand sanitizer, have antibacterial wipes that we're going to be talking about, have masks available, and just have plenty of supplies available as needed that you can use to sanitize the areas and just help minimize, again, that transmission. So masks. Let's talk about masks for a minute. There are many different views for masks. We have people on one side that definitely wear them 24/7, and we have some that say, I'm not going to wear masks. We had this problem in our school system also. And how we handled it is we made masks. We encouraged them, but we did not mandate them. We strongly encouraged them. If we had we made the choice, our director of schools, awesome man, we made the decision to just go ahead and not mandate them, because we knew that if a student was going to be forced to wear their mask, they may not show up to school, and they needed to be in school. And you're going to have some that may feel that way about VBS. If they're going to be forced to wear masks, they may not come to your VBS, or they may not come to your VBS if you don't wear masks. There's just both sides. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is talk with your pastor, talk with your VBS team. You guys as a team know your church, you know your community, and you make the decision what you're going to do with masks. If you're going to just encourage them but not mandate them, or if you're going to mandate them, have masks available anyway for those visitors that are coming. But I'm going to leave that one up to you, and just pray over that one, and I know you'll make a wonderful decision for your church. Cleaning and disinfecting is very big also. Clean, of course, you guys know all this. Clean between each age group. Take extra precautions to clean. Touch surfaces. I mean, like, handrails, doorknobs, anything in the church, light switches. So if you have antiseptic wipes in the classroom, the teachers can quickly, or even the kids would probably love to do it, wipe down surfaces that are frequently used. And you may also wipe tables down in between from your groups going into craft time or snack time or music and stuff like that. So be sure to use cleaning and disinfecting products. Other good hygiene practices are cover your cough. You can just tell the kids real quick. You guys know all these. You can cover your cough. If they have to sneeze, just use a tissue. If they don't, sneeze in your sleeve. You can remind kids not to touch their face, the nose, mouth, and eyes, because that's how the virus, it is respiratory droplets, and you get that on your hands. And in a second, you touch your nose, mouth, eyes, and there you've got it. Children, another idea, can bring their own water bottle. That may help with, whether you have a water fountain or not, but that way they have their own water bottle for drinking and less germs that way. And then also monitor for symptoms. Some churches may go to the extreme of having a little thermometer and taking kids' temperatures before. That's not really necessary. What we did in schools, we partnered with the families, and we told them, you monitor your child before they come to school. And we just partnered with them, and it seemed to work out just fine. And then if you are sick or you have any kind of symptoms, to please stay home. Let's talk about snack time really quick. So I guess your first inclination would be to have snack time and to have everything prepackaged. And that is a good idea. But if your church is like ours, we are probably going to have potlucks, or we're going to have hot dogs, or we're going to serve popcorn. And so individually packaged items can be very expensive. And so I think more than the individual packaged items. It's more of how many hands are touching the food. So if you have a big bowl of potato chips, variety of kind, all individual bags, and the kids are flipping through them, I can't decide, and they're touching 3 or 4 of them before they pick the one they want, they've, with all their germs, touched all those other bags. So it's more, like I say, the hands touching the food. So what I would recommend, whether you do a potluck or whether you have things prepackaged, but have an adult serve the student. And that way there's only one person touching the food, and the kids are not touching the food. They're just walking down with their plate and you're serving them. Another idea would be you could have lunch bags, snack bags, like have a brown paper sack filled with everything they need and they just pick up the sack. But I'll let you leave that. I know that, you may come up with even better ideas depending on what you're going to be serving in your church. But we probably will be doing a lot of potluck and open item things. So craft time, same idea. If you're going to have, maybe you're making something for crafts and there's pom-poms and there's paintbrushes and everything. So instead of having one big plate with all the pom-poms and one with all the brushes, and then the child picks from that, they're sharing their germs. So maybe you could already pre-sort them and have plates available for everybody with everything that they would need to make that craft item. And then that way there's less touching of the crafts for others. So that's just an idea. Be creative in your VBS. Mostly I just want to say, develop your own approach that best reaches children in your area. It's all about reaching children for the Lord. So take these ideas. They are just considerations. Use what you can, adapt what you can, come up with your own. Parents are still, COVID's declining, and I'm thankful that it's declining, but it is still with us. We are still seeing positive cases in Hawkins County. So, and I think many parents are still very concerned about that. But I'm so tickled that we're having VBS, even if it means me coming to you this way instead of talking to you in person. But I really feel that I'm thankful to God just to allow VBS to happen this summer, because there's children that need to be reached for the Lord, and they need the word of Christ, and their spirits are probably as dry as mine are right now from this last year of not being in fellowship with other believers. And ours, no VBS was held last year. Many churches did not. So we're pretty excited about VBS this summer. So I wanted to close really quick with my VBS testimony. So I was born in California, and I was in a family that went to church once a year on Easter. So I didn't get a lot of knowledge about God, and my parents did not teach me who God was. But I have a memory when I was 6 years old, somebody invited me to a vacation Bible school. I did not know what that was. I had no clue what VBS meant. All I know is I got to ride the yellow school bus, and this was back when church and state were partners, and the churches got to use the school buses for transporting kids to church. But anyway, so I got to ride that yellow bus, my sisters and I, and that was pretty exciting. And we drove us to VBS, a church. I don't remember what church it was. And I have 2 memories. I was 6 years old, but I have 2 memories still of that VBS. The first one was I learned a song, a VBS that stayed with me my whole life. And it was, you guys know it, it's a simple song. It was I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN, I am. You guys know it. I had no clue what that meant. I didn't even know what it spelled. I just know it was a Christian, but the tune stuck in my heart. And it stuck like glue. And I had no idea what it meant. And it would be 16 years later that I would actually get on my knees and submit my life to God and know Him as my personal Savior. 16 years, that seed stayed in my heart. So, The other memory was I got a big hunk candy bar. So back in the 60s, candy bars were huge. And I got my own very personal big hunk candy bar. I don't even know if they sell those anymore. Rich nougat, I can remember it still. But, and I just want to thank those leaders back then that invested. Somebody invited me to VBS, and the leaders invested in that VBS. They invested in giving me a candy bar. They invested in teaching that song to kids. I just want to say thank you out there for all of you that are part of your VBS team, your churches, for all you're doing in having your VBS this year. I just pray that during your walk in having your VBS, that you would come to know who God is even greater, and share that with a child and plant a mustard seed and let God do the growing. But I just want to say thank you very much for this time that I've been able to share with you, and God bless you. Thank you.